Today we're answering one of your questions about sexual communication. I know many of our listeners and viewers are people who are in long-term relationships, and it's hard to talk about sex with your partner. And that is one of the keys for having healthy, passionate sex life all throughout different stages, because our body changes and it's important to communicate our needs. So here's the listener's question. We've been together for over 27 years. And we're super comfortable with each other. Our sex life is great, and we usually enjoy the same things when it comes to intimacy. But here's the twist. When it comes to talking about sex, my wife is totally the opposite of her usual outgoing self. She can chat about anything, but when I want to talk about our intimate life, I just get short answers and a quick subject change. I really want to know what she's thinking and feeling, but it's like pulling teeth. Well, thank you, first of all, for sending us your questions. And as I mentioned, it is such a common issue for many long-term couples. First invitation I have for you is to ask your partner about a time that she's open to chat. You can tell her, like, I want to say something. It takes only 10 minutes. So she knows that there is something that's in your mind and you're choosing a time that works for her. Because sometimes when we're starting talking about sex and maybe we are also uncomfortable, we choose the times that we know that our partner might not be able to chat as much. Maybe we are at the car and kids are getting in, or maybe right before we go to the dinner table. So it's important to talk about it at the place that your partner is comfortable chatting about it. You want to share with her that, honey, I enjoy our sex life, and there is something that's on my mind that's important for me to chat with you. And you can say that, I wonder that how would you feel if we talk about our sex life, about how are things going between us? Because sexually checking in, it's really important. And one of the suggestions that I have for you, and this is something I tell all of my clients, is consider doing sexy happy hour. Sexy happy hour is like a 30 minutes per week or per month that you and your partner comes together and you're talking about sex. You can talk about your sexual fantasies, or you can check in about what worked for us sexually this month, what do we want more of. And that's really important to have in your relationship, so you can kind of see how things are going. And also that's a place for giving and receiving feedback. We are not having this conversation during sex or right after sex when things are not going well. Second thing I want you to keep in mind is that during these sexy happy hours, one of the easier ways to incorporate sexy talk is to get cards that help you to have these conversations. For example, Esther Perel has sets of cards that, as part of those cards, some of the questions are sexy and related to sex. Or there are so many different great cards, like there are we're no longer stranger card sets that you can play with your partner. And it can help you to not ask the question directly, and it helps her to tell stories and communicate what's on her mind. Second thing that you can maybe incorporate is telling her that what gets in the way for her. Sometimes for many women, it's a language. They don't like certain language that their partner use. Ask her about her preference, about what she wants you to call her chests, or butt, or vulva. Many people have different preferences, and some words can create this visceral negative reaction to your partner, and some words maybe you get surprised that she likes hearing them. Also, many couples start doing sexy book clubs. There are so many interesting books that you can get and read together. We have a list of free erotica that you can check below this video, but that also can help you to have this conversation. Some people, they want to have sexy talk, dirty talk during sex, and they find that it's challenging to have this conversation. So maybe playing audio erotica while having sex with your partner's permission can be a solution. And if you feel that they're not as enthusiastic, or maybe they say they're gonna do sexy happy hours and then they don't do a follow-up, next invitation is to go to a sex therapist. Going to a sex therapy can help you to ask these questions and gather more clarity in a neutral space. Sometimes people have history of trauma, anxiety, or insecurities about their sexual communication. And with going to a sex therapist, it can help you guys to have conversations about these challenging topics, and also communicate more clearly and potentially addressing the underlying issue. All right, thank you so much for watching. If you find this video useful, please subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to check out the list of erotic books that I mentioned in the below this video.